Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Seriously Bored podcast. That is right, we are back. We're back. I mean me, because it's just me doing this. How you guys been? Hope everyone's had a good New Year. I know I haven't, but again, sometimes you make a lot of dumb shit. You do a lot of dumb shit, and shit happens. Once again, coming at you live from my living room, and you guys cannot see me, so you will not know whether I'm talking to you in a mink, in a fur coat, or if I'm butt ass naked. And for right now, it's gonna stay that way. So, topics. Let's get right down to it. So, a perfect topic to start out with today is I'm gonna start it out personal, not too personal, but I'm gonna start it out with more of a little serious topic, and then I'm gonna go into little lighter ones. You ready? Okay. Even if you weren't, you're still listening. There you go. Um, we as people, as people, and I mean this as humans. I ain't getting down to breaking it down to specific shit, but trust me, we gonna do some of that today too. We gonna figure that out. We as people need to learn how to, and I want to say that I'm saying this with including myself. I'm not standing above anybody. I'm not putting myself on a high pedestal. We have to learn how to deal with ourselves, and I mean that in the most full sense of the word, being ourselves. That means not have anybody else be around us that we're fully depending on. That means not dragging anybody else down with us. We have to be able to face ourselves. For some people, it takes a little longer than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people have to sit there for years until they're able to really sit there and look at themselves like, the fuck was I doing? Like what made me really sit there and do this specific action, take this specific step? What made me do that? What made me be the person that I am today? And a lot of us don't like looking into that. So I want to start out today's session by saying, and I'm calling it a session on purpose. I want to start out today by saying, if you feel like you need someone to talk to, do not hesitate to look for counseling. We as people, and specifically I want to say us people of color, and I say that because I'm mixed. For those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody who listens knows because my audience ain't that goddamn big. But to all those of you who don't know, I am Dominican, Puerto Rican, and African American with a hint of Trinidadian. A lot of people didn't know that part because I never really told anyone. But I'm a mix of, you know, colored individuals into one. I mean that more ways than one, which is funny. Because you never know what you're gonna get when you talk to me. Yeah. So I'm a mix of a bunch of colored individuals in one, and I know for a fact that in our community, and I mean all of those, every single one of those communities, we look at counseling as weak. It's for too long we've looked at trying to get help as the bitch move. As like, oh, nigga, you can't handle your own shit. You need to put your heart in your chest. It's like it's not always the case. It shouldn't have been the case from the beginning. Truthfully, we should all have looked for help because now we have all this hardened ass either masculinity or just toughness in any way, shape, or form that we're afraid to get help when we actually need it. This comes from someone who was afraid to get help until he actually needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just speaking out of my ass. We got to make sure as a collective group that we take care of ourselves. And when we take care of ourselves, guess what that means? We get to take care of each other because it all starts from within. Once you do it to yourself, once you do it for yourself, everything else starts falling into place where it's easier for you to tell someone else, like, hey, I understand what you're going through. I hear you out. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. If you ever want advice, I'm here. But if you want someone to really, really sit there and help you through your problems, I think you should go do this. And say it in a way that's not condescendingly, because a lot of us motherfuckers are judgmental as shit. A lot of us. We hear something somebody else goes through, like, damn, nigga, you need to fix that. Like, I don't know what the fuck, that couldn't be me. It's like, damn, why is that our first instinct to disassociate ourselves with the situations that we look at rather than put ourselves in the shoes? Think about that. We run away from the problem before we actually, talk about it. So yeah, I know some people listening is like, damn, this is heavier than I thought. I said that. I said that, motherfucker. I said this wasn't gonna be no No little shit yet. We're gonna get into things that's happened recently, but that's just I want to get to that's the meat and bones of what I'm trying to get at today. I want everybody who listens, everybody who you share this with, everybody who you talk to today, make sure that you as the person is able to look at things that you've done and understand why you've done them, how you did them, and the reason you're where you're at now today. Are you happy with yourself? Cool. Do you feel like maybe you could do something a little bit better? Go do it. Do you think that maybe if you made a plan, you could actually fix your life? Sure, do that shit. Get that shit out the way. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen overnight, but you could do it. But the number one thing you got to do is do it from within. Because if you don't do it from within, you're just gonna end up hurting not only yourself but the people around you. Speaking from experience, my niggas. Speaking from experience. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's something that as a collective group we need to focus on. And I'm gonna leave it at that for now because I want everybody to think about that and let it marinate. I don't want to keep this as being one of those, therapeutic podcasts because I'm going through my own shit. And just so y'all know, I'm gonna always say this. I'm gonna always have this. I'm always let this be known. Excuse me. I'm not always gonna say it, I'm sorry, but I will let this be known. Just because you hear me, like maybe if I'm talking, I'm like chipper, or I'm smiling, or I'm making jokes, or I'm in a good mood. No, that don't always mean that I'm happy. And you should take that with you in life because there's a lot of people out there who they see someone doing something and they assume that that's just because they're happy. It's not true. Well, it's not always true, I should say, because sometimes it is true. Sometimes the people that do that, they are genuinely happy, but there are sometimes where they're not, And I've had people look at me and see the things that I'm going through right now, or look at me and see what they think I'm going through. They're like, "Oh, he's happy." It's like, nah, man. I got a lot of shit to do. I'm working on me, your boy, inside. I gotta start there. So for anyone who thinks that, I'm always happy and chipper, nah, motherfucker, I am also one of y'all miserable motherfuckers. I'm one of you. I am miserable. I know I am, but I'm trying to get to a point where I won't be. You feel me? Like I'm trying to get to a point where I won't be. Now, with that being said, let's let's really get into this. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So I'm gonna start out with what happened on January 6th. And if you don't know by now, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But I'm gonna explain a little bit for those of you who aren't fully aware of what happened that day and the significance of it. Those I'm gonna use air quotes on this one. White people, and the reason I say air quotes is because they don't consider themselves to be, a group of individuals that is disrespectful and hateful, but that's fine. So white people and Trump supporters, I should say, because that's actually directly what it was. Stormed the Capitol building. And for those of you who don't know, no, that is not the White House. I've seen so many people post, "Oh, isn't that the? How did they get into the White House? Did they get into the president's chambers? Not the same building, niggas. Not the same building." And what's funny is, I had so many people who I seen on Twitter who kept saying, "How did y'all allow this to happen? Our government is fragile. Y'all allowed them to get into the White House. Like, huh? Well, what? Two different buildings, guys. Two different buildings, just for the sake of it. But I digress. So they stormed the Capitol building. And when I say it was a day that was glorious for Black Twitter, because all we did, and I'm including myself in that because I know I'm a part of that demographic, all we did was sit back and laugh because we told y'all, we fucking told y'all. We said that this was going to happen and nobody listened to us. They thought we were just, they thought we were just saying it as a thing. Hell, Trump supporters, some of the Trump supporters that I listen to, that I know, that I've heard speak, they didn't agree with the shit. They thought that whole thing was illegal, unconstitutional. He should be in jail. These are people who voted for this man. And my question to y'all specifically is, what the fuck did y'all expect? What did y'all see coming? What did y'all think was gonna occur from this? I'm so curious. Cause it's like, what the fuck? You knew he was a hateful person. You seen and heard things that he said, and yet y'all thought that he was just gonna go quietly. No, no, no. So that happened, and the significance of this day is because there are so many people trying to diminish it, trying to say that, oh, this was just a ploy, and they really did push past, and they didn't even have help. It's like, bro, I don't know if you guys seen the videos. There was two videos specifically that there were two cops leading them in the building, and then the other cop was escorting them around. That's a problem. And then you see my man who was looking for his stimulus check. If you ain't see that meme, go look that shit up because that shit is phenomenal. My man was trying to get his stimulus check. He was in there trying to get his bread. Like, with my 2K? I ain't talking about basketball. He was in there. For any of my people who, if you share this with somebody, they listen to it, and you are of the brighter skinned variety, and by brighter skinned, I don't mean light skinned black people. I don't mean light skinned Puerto Ricans. I mean if you are actually of the white variety, and you are spicy mayonnaise or regular mayonnaise, whatever you are, take a second to go back and look at that day. Now go back and look at the George Floyd protests, the original George Floyd protests, the peaceful protests where the cop shot tear gas and took somebody's eye out. The peaceful protests where the cops took shields and beat people. The peaceful protests where the cops they killed the man and left him in the middle of the street, and he was actually sitting there feeding cops and citizens who were protesting alike, and they left his body on the street. He was lifeless for 12 and a half hours. I could go on and fucking on about all the stuff that they did during the time that we were protesting. And I say we because I was a part of the people. I'm a part of the group that was protesting, but I did not go out there and protest. I was not out there. But I kept an eye and ear to everything. I tried my best to, at least. And finding out about that man in the wheelchair, that shit hurt. Now, fast forward one more time to January 6th. One of the girls who stole mail from Nancy Pelosi's office, she's out of jail already. I have a couple of friends in jail for a bag of weed. A bag. And I don't mean like an ounce. I don't mean like they was walking around here with like a whole fucking stack in their car. I know niggas that's in jail right now that have been booked for an eighth, for a quarter, just because cops were being dickheads to them. And yet this woman stole a federal worker's mail, which is a higher level crime for those of you who don't know. And yet she's walking the streets right now because they allowed that to happen. If you don't see right now that we live in two different Americas, two completely different Americas, I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Fast forward a little bit. I also want to point out something that I seen. No disrespect to anybody that I'm going to talk about, but this is my opinion. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like it, don't listen. I seen Eva Pickford. For everybody who doesn't know who that is, she was on America's Next Top Model. She was one of the first winners for Tyra Banks. I seen Eva Pickford post a video of her crying because she was actually more so excited about Joe Biden winning the election and being inaugurated. Let me give you a little history on Joe Biden. Joe Biden, the same thing that I just said, it all comes full circle, guys. I didn't even write this shit down. This is me talking on the top of my dome. If you have any freestyle, holla at me. But the same man who she's praising is the same reason that the whole drug bust with marijuana and the severity of it and the way that it was handled and the way that it's being handled today is because of the two people that we have in office right now. Now, that's not discrediting their work to remove the tyrant that we know of being Orange Man Trump, because that's the real celebration, getting that motherfucker out of the Oval Office. And for those of you who want to like really know who I sided with, I was a Bernie Sanders man. Still am a Bernie Sanders man. I feel bad because I hope and pray that Bernie Sanders stays healthy enough so that the next time he can actually try to run again, and we can do right by this man, because he has been fighting a good fight since the 70s. You don't believe me? Go look it up. Now back to Joseph Biden. Am I happy that he won over Trump? Yes, I am. Am I happy that he won? Not exactly. It's the same thing with the Hillary Clinton situation. Hillary Clinton was hiding so much and pandering so much to the black community that it was dead ass picking the lesser of two evils. One thing I would never get over, and if you know me, you know this shit bothers me so much, is when they asked her one thing she had in her purse, that bitch said hot sauce. I will never, and excuse my language, but I will never forget that. Never. Because, like, how fucking dare you tell us, you know, black people that your ass keeps hot sauce in your bag? Like, what the fuck? What type of shit is that? You know, whatever. I'm pretty sure I spoke on it before. I'm gonna let that die. I'm gonna just let that go. Anyway, Joe Biden has a bad track record. That's the point I'm trying to make. So does Kamala Harris. So does Kamala Harris. And that's not to discredit the work that they've put in to become who they are today. Because I do not discredit people for the good actions that they've taken. I applaud Joe Biden for the first day executive order he made to raise the Muslim ban. If I'm correct, that is what happened. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, correct me, text me, do whatever you need to do to tell me, and I will put a disclaimer out for fraud and false information. I do not want to get flagged because boy, they are out here. They are out here. But yeah, I uh, I really, really hope that everything that he said before this election, everything he said to win the election, everything he said he wanted to do, he at least starts putting into place. It's only been about a week. Can't really judge much yet off of the presidency itself. So right now, we're gonna let it be what it is. Now about that inauguration though, anybody else seen how Bill Clinton was looking at J Lo? I've seen that shit everywhere. I didn't watch the inauguration, but I did see that part, and the jokes were oh man, there was so many jokes, so many fucking jokes. It was like Bill wondering why he couldn't win again just to be in the Oval Office, to get some Oval Office, and I was like, oh my god, yo, whoever makes these jokes up, you guys are fucking good. You guys are good. You guys are really fucking good. I give you that. You guys are really good. Cause I did not expect that shit when I seen it. The jokes were good. Uh yeah. So I'm gonna do a little shift real quick. And the reason these transitions are like this is because this is again I am probably one of the most raw podcasts you'll listen to. I'm probably one of the most raw voices you'll hear because I'm not trying to preemptively plan anything. I'm actually trying to I put like an idea on a piece of paper and I just say what I feel in that moment because then it's authentic, it's real. It comes you know that's how I feel. It's not like scripted. Trust me when I tell you, I've done some scripted episodes and I've listened to them back before I even tried to post them before. Y'all never even heard them, and they sound like I'm a fucking robot. They sound like I'm a robot. That's not what I want. I don't want it to be like a robot. I can't be like that. You know, I gotta let it be uh cordial. Is that the word? That's not the fucking word. Smooth. Seamless. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Seamless. That's the word I'm looking for. God damn, why tell me so long to think of that? Seamless. Seamless is what I'm talking about. So, as I seamlessly transition, sticking to the idea of race, I guess. Remember I told y'all last time how I had a bunch of, racial T-Mobile stories. Guess what? I got another one for y'all. And this one, whoo, this one I had witnesses for. So, I was threatened the other day. I was fully threatened by a man who came over to me and was upset by the color of my skin. And now I may be assuming this, but I will explain it real quick. And I got to wrap this up and make this one short. I'm going to keep some of the episodes short coming up because I want to do a little more. I want to keep talking. But this man had the nerve to say to me, my pants were sagging. Now, my pants were a little low. However, my shirt was short. So there was really no, I guess, middle ground there. So I let him know, and he was actually saying it to my worker. Oh, I forgot. I don't know if you guys remember. I am a manager at T-Mobile. So this guy that he's talking to is actually my worker. He's just a taller white man. His name is Peter. And he goes to Peter. He's like, "Yeah, you fucking work over there with his fucking pants sagging." And I'm helping someone, but I hear him. And I said, "Excuse me," to the person I was helping. Turned around and said, "Sir, may I help you?" He said, "Yeah, your fucking pants are disrespectful. Why you dressed like that?" And I'm like, "Sir, I just ran out the back to come help people because I seen that there was help needed. And I was actually pulling my pants up. If it disrespected you, I apologize, but do not talk to me that way." And he was like, "Man, what the fuck ever." I was like, "Sir, if you continue, you can just leave." He's like, "Oh, what, you gonna kick me out because I'm telling you something that I don't like about you?" It's like, "Yeah, okay, Peter, don't help him. You can get the fuck out, sir." Just like that, word for word. And this thing had the nerve to threaten me. He had the nerve to threaten me. And I'm like, bruh, no, you didn't. Walking out the store, he was like, "Yeah, you fucking bitch. You know who the fuck I am." I don't know who the fuck you are. I've seen you before in the store. I don't know you, sir. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I had to bring myself back from being in the mentality of, yo, we could take this shit outside. I had to hone in. I had to, because boy, I'm telling y'all, I was gonna lose my fucking job that day. And I had multiple customers in the store. I had three other coworkers who were there who witnessed it. So they saw what happened. And everybody looked at me and it was like a shock. Just to let y'all know, I don't know if I told you, I am the only man of color at my store right now. I'm the only person with any melanin in their skin. I'm the only black person. Keep it simple. I am the only negus. Yeah, only one. So when they saw me handle that the way that I did, and I did it and you heard how I said it. That's exactly how I said it. I was not rude, was not disrespectful. I actually was fed the fuck up because it's not the first time somebody's came in and said something like that to me. I was fed the fuck up. So I had to take a second, go to the back of the store, and I really had to calm myself down because I was gonna lose my job. So you know what I did? I put on my white face. I called the cops. Yep, that's right. I called the police and told them about what happened. And luckily for me, I got two cops who were also of the colored variety. And they let me know that they have heard and seen people do stuff like that, but not to the extent of what happened to me because of the area that we live in. I live in an area where it's a lot of Trump supporters. And I mean, they still stand by it. Like they still have the sign in front of their houses. They have the flags hanging, and by flags I mean the actual like Blue Lives Matter and somebody the other day I saw it was like a Trump sticker or insignia. I forgot what it's called. Um, but they had that like on their car window, and it was it was difficult. It was difficult. Hold on one second because work things. I apologize. I'm usually always on call. Usually always on call. But yeah, the area I live in is really it's really a mixed area. So yeah, it's been rough for me. But yeah, sorry guys. I am a little distracted right now, so I'm gonna end it here. This was actually one of my goals for my own self-help, to be able to talk to everyone again, to have this be an outlet somehow. I said last time they were going to be more consistent. I meant that. As you can see, this one is only about a month and some change after the first one that I made, then when I came back. And they're going to keep being more consistent, more common, because I'm trying to put myself in a more comfortable space to talk to everyone. So yeah. Any like, subscribe to the page if you want. As anywhere you listen to it, whether it be Apple, Spotify, any kind of podcast app, Anchor itself. Share with your friends. Let them know that I'm trying my best here. I got my little jokes side to side, but I do be talking about some shit that people can relate to. You feel me? So, I love you all. I appreciate you all for listening whenever you do, and I will talk to you guys really, really fucking soon. Trust me, we coming back. We getting there. We slowly moving back into a rotation of routine. I got y'all. It's called discipline, and we getting there. Peace.